Darrin, this is also Chris with me for this as well. Sitting here. Yep.
Open the meeting. I guess Maxfield's probably not coming. He wasn't here for the last meeting. Anybody have a chance to look at the changes to it? Looks fine to me.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes. So. April 26th.
Second, okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion is
Okay, we're good.
okay, so first permit number 22518C. Applicant name Darrin Greene. Common Flame Collective LLC. You want to come up and explain to us what you're
Yeah, just.
You can do it from there.
It's like, yeah, so, no, it's good.
I need to swear you.
Oh, yes.
You swear to tell the truth to the best of your knowledge on the penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Do you plan to testify at all?
It's in the conference. He's my business partner in this.
Okay. Well, I'll swear you in.
Sounds good.
So anybody else who wants to testify on this particular application with Darrin Greene, I would have to swear you in now, so. Or anybody else here for that?
What is the application for, Jim?
It is for the business use of, I believe it's the old Cleveland Cedar building.
Part of that building, yes.
So they're changing the business or adding a business into their. It's already under business right now. Okay, so if you want to explain to us, I mean, I can read it, but
Yeah, no, so, so Common Flame Collective, owns the building, so that is the Waddells. That own the slice of earth as well, so I currently own the business 15 East Collective that runs part of that building, which is the Common Flame business. Common Flame was keeping about a third of the building to do production, and after a year of having it vacant, they decided they didn't need it any longer. So they offered it to 15 East Collective if we wanted more counseling offices. We didn't necessarily want that, but we approached them, Andrew and I did, about opening a game store within that. It's about 480 square feet, plus a bathroom worth of space to do a retail and gaming section for people to actually sit and play games in the store. Opening that up.
you don't have regular hours of operation, approximately.
So the hours will be Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, potentially Thursdays as we get more and more business, and then opening up more hours from there as we can, because we're going to be the two that are running it.
What are the hours?
So the hours would be, at this moment, we are thinking noonish on Saturdays and Sundays to about 8 on Sundays, 10 o'clock on Saturdays, and then Fridays from 5 to 10 o'clock at night. So 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Which traffic do you anticipate?
No more than what's already comes through Slice of Earth. So we're going to be a little bit offsetting their hours. We're going to have events. Occupancy, I think we can hold about 30 from what I was told. So at the most, that's the most that we'd have there at one given time. Events would be in the evenings, so it would be once Slice of Earth actually shuts down. So traffic's going to be no different than for them during the day.
You're not using the same driveway though.
No. So Slice of Earth has their own. It'd be the same as 15 East Collective, the parking lot essentially for Cleveland.
Yeah.
And because we're opposite hours of the counseling business, it wouldn't interfere. Check. You're good.
So it's looking at conditional use. This is a conditional use for this area. The general conditional use standards, the capacity of existing or planned community facilities or services. I don't really see where this is going to affect that at all. Existing pattern and use of development in the area affected. It's all commercial pretty much over there anyway. Shoreline residential. Traffic on roads and highways in the vicinity, Route 15, so yes, no effect. Conditional uses must conform to all municipal bylaws and regulations in effect at the time of submission of the application, including compliance with conditions of prior permits that you've gotten. So we're not planning on putting up any new buildings or anything like that.
Nope.
Proposed conditional use shall not have a negative impact on existing renewable energy resources, such as blocking light to solar panels or affecting wind. So I don't really see an issue there either. I don't think it's going to have an effect on scenic, natural, or irreplaceable areas or water quality, water and air quality. Anybody have any further questions on this?
Thing I always ask is, have you guys checked into the state of wastewater?
Yep, so they've already got a permit, they've already got the fire marshal, they've already got that section docked and did what they needed to do. Perfect.
And the fire marshal gave you your occupancy.
Yes.
Motion to approve the application as presented.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
Need anything else for us?
That's fine.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Make a motion to close that hearing.
Uh,
I think my movement gets closed, is it not?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so we just make motion to open. Yeah, I'm just learning.
so that hearing is closed. 518C. You should have right up. That's the little ones. 36.
36.
Okay. Next thing on the agenda, application 2520C. It's named Wayne Thurston. This is for a hip camp, parking for van and RV trailers and primitive tent sites. You're Wayne?
Yes, sir.
Swear you in, same way as I did the other people. You swear to tell the truth to the best of your knowledge and penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Anybody else want? Okay, Roy? Okay, same thing.
Everybody,
So everybody that just raised their hands, they're swearing to tell the truth to the best of your knowledge and penalty of perjury. Okay, so you wanna first what you want to do. There's not a whole lot of information on this application.
Okay, I thought about it a little bit more, trying to decide which side of the property I was gonna attempt first. And I decided to stick within my driveway on the lower half, which is like a quarter mile long. And I just wanted to put in a loop road at the bottom, off of the right of way. And bench cut some slots in there, have some gravity fed water. And maybe sewer to maybe tank until I can afford a septic. And get some power at some point, and maybe have a cabin or two in there. Also, maybe have a lean-to or 3 or 10 camping.
So how many sites are you looking to do?
Oh, right now I have a listing for 2 sites.
2 sites.
Yeah, one for my camper and one that's a boondock area. I haven't finished the work to do on the bench cutting. But that's what I'm working on.
That's what you're working on, but what is proposals just for 2 sites?
Not necessarily, I mean, I would like to see 6 to 8 RV slots on the lower end of the driveway there. And maybe a cabin or 2 right on the line. 12 by 12, and I'd like to have 3 lean-tos at some point, maybe. I mean, it's all, work is gonna be based off of if it actually rents, you know?
Okay. So,
I'm gonna cut the bench cutting and do what I can to get it going, but I don't expect any measurable traffic for years to come, maybe.
so just to set some parameters about what your plans could possibly be. So you're in the rural residential district.
Yeah,
So the closest thing we come up with, and we've done this before with a couple other applicants,
yeah,
as far as like hip camps goes, is lodging. So in the rural residential area, less than or equal to 10 guest rooms is what they're calling it, but in your case, it would be 10 sites is a conditional use. Anything more than that, it's not allowed at all.
okay.
Okay. So you had a question with it.
Is it possible to project a map so you can see more?
I can put one up there right now. I can do satellite view from Google Maps. That's right.
Yeah, that'll help.
That in a sec. I'll still get that up there.
There is no map in this.
Yeah. Here's the map. A site plan.
I didn't prepare anything. I basically have just a couple open sites, open areas that I'm gonna utilize. I mean, I have my camper hookup down by my garage that I'm just gonna rent out as a full amenity, but
So have you talked to the state wastewater people yet?
I tried to get a hold of Mumley to come and check out what I had going on, what my thoughts were, and I hadn't heard back from them.
One of our applicants dramatically scaled back their plans because of the wastewater issues.
Yeah. I was hoping to have a large holding tank and have it pumped when I needed and just utilize that for the seasons. It's applicable, you know. It's all downhill, gravity fed, plenty of pitch.
That's all regulated by the state. We would need to know that that you were in conformance with the state permit, so
Okay,
nothing inside would be okay. It would just have to be the state said yes and the state said no.
okay. So this is the zone that I was talking about in here. This is the right of way that comes in. Let's go loop road in here and just slot this out in this zone here. Again, they have a couple cabins in there. I have my RV right here. I have a shop here. And
So what are the approximate boundary lines of your lot on that?
it goes from like here to like here, I guess, like that. And then up over to here, it cuts across here, goes up to Jones Lane, and then down this creek. Through here, there's a gravel pit in here. I would like to dig out and build up some walls and have that for large RVs at some point, until I could maybe get a micro resort. 2 to 4 20 by 20 buildings in that zone, but have it just with a view this way, have large gravel walls on the side, but that stuff's way in the future.
So your road frontage is, how much road frontage do you actually have?
I have from like here to here, and then
You were speaking of right of ways.
this comes in right here, and this goes up to my house. It continues to go this way into this 70-acre lot. under gas. So this, right now I've been working on cutting this out, getting this ready to put in a bench road, bench slots. And I was figuring I have my spring here, I could gravity feed everything to a large tank right here. The time being, if I went that way. But right now, I just have it listed for self-contained units. I don't have it for tent camping or anything of that sort.
Yes.
So this sounds like it's way in the future for your big building sites with gravel and all, so it's way in the future, but you just heard that it's a rural conditional thing for 10 units, the whole thing. So you're talking about.
Well, it's all
Yeah.
hypothetical, scale this to
Right.
whatever it needs.
And but I'm thinking, financial investment probably depends on a certain amount of units that you're gonna be using, or making. And it sounds like you really are trying to like build it. That would be in the future. But if the town has just said you can only have 10 because it's a rural conditional use.
Yeah, I understand that part.
Yeah, you sound like you're
The
gonna.
land is surveyable if I needed to. If I wanted to separate the gravel pit area, I'm sure that I could do that if I needed to follow that route to get. I didn't know what we're gonna use that area for.
Right.
Maybe they're gonna use it for camping of some sort, or maybe someday build a house there and have it separated.
Yeah, for your personal use, is that what you're saying?
Well,
Camping.
for my son, like more than likely.
Right,
The camping and stuff, that would be for visitors through hit camp or whatever, but I'm not digging into that side. I don't have the finance.
right, but I'm saying. It sounds like you can only have 10
Yep, I hear
in the
that.
whole thing.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right.
Fine with that. Make adjustments where I need to.
Yeah, no, it's just that.
I'm not locked in stone.
No, I know, but it
Spitball.
sounded like you really had big plans. I absolutely, but you just heard that there's only 10
That's fine with that.
spaces, so that's all I wanted to say.
We'll give her a chance to speak.
I'm Phil Fu. I'm off of West Hill Road. I had a question. I think when you're referencing like previous applicants that was me at 316 Arnold's Lane. And one of the things that was pointed out to us, because we had ideas for private camps, was that there is at some point you have to go to the state. And I think that it's like after 3 is you have to get go to the state. So I guess my question for you is, have you done that yet? Was the intention for 10?
I haven't, no. I've been on the fence about even doing it for 2 years, and I just came down here and asked some questions and made a listing and scheduled a hearing. I've been spitballing the ideas around, but no, I had not.
But are you sure you don't want to investigate that a little bit further before you move forward with your plans? So the state, I know the state allows holding tanks, but only in particular situations. That, one of the situations is where the long-term, like over 20 years, the holding tank will be cheaper than a septic system. Other than that, they're kind of restrictive on holding tanks.
Okay.
But it'd be something to look into.
Yeah, well, either way, I'm gonna bench cut that area over there to utilize to my own uses. And, I've offered it to self-contained units, and that's kind of where it's at. If I need to jump through more hoops to further expand, I'll go for it then, Right now, I just offer the space or a place to park your van or your camper. Most everything these days is self-contained.
Even being self-contained, limit is 3
Okay. Perfect.
as far as the state is concerned. It's that
Okay.
4th site that puts you over.
Okay.
And that crosses into the definition of a campground, and campgrounds have their own wastewater rules. So.
So either way, if you're gonna go past that, you gotta make the state. Okay, perfect. I knew that before, and I had read that.
On the back there.
So you just mentioned subdividing off that gravel pit, will that add an additional 10 possible units according to your regulations if it was technically a separate parcel?
If theoretically could, if somebody wanted to do that, he would have to have road frontage to that also.
Right.
You have to build the road.
Well, I've been working with Bob Flanders across the road. His in-laws own that 2 acres there, and there's a little triangle over there. And
So do I.
Yeah.
So,
in this, the triangle that I'm talking about is right there on the road across from their 2 acre lot.
and there what?
Their 2 acre lot in the corner there. When you take a left on Jones Lane, there's a 2 acre lot right there.
Yeah, I know
This
that
little
lot
triangle comes right in with that.
with their driveway.
No,
No,
it's
it's
before that.
So it's on the other side of the stream.
Yep.
Does this map help at all?
I can't really see it.
I
mean, is it on the other side of the stream?
You own the corner there.
Yeah, I own that
I don't know how
corner
you put
where
a road in there
the
because it's just a
driveway
sliver.
is, so it would be on the
This
other side of the
this
street.
corner right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what corner you're talking about.
Yeah, that's yeah, you got problems.
All right, I gotta look at this. I
It's
don't
not
know.
hypothetical. I mean, I don't have anything written in stone. I did talk with these folks over here, and I spoke with Bob. Bob said he's in transition of purchasing that lot.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that this is with that, and I was trying to work it out with those folks. I mean, this is
So that's
fairly hard to access here.
there is Sue and Deb's house.
Right, so I was considering coming through here if I could get to that point. And then
Yeah,
wall this up, dig this down, it's all gravel and have this. So
Yeah,
you
you
couldn't
got-
really see any buildings.
I think you got the stream right there, which would be some water.
Well, they make big old giant culverts and people do that all the time. Right. And
Yeah, I would have to look at the surveyed map because you're pointing right to my land. Really,
okay,
you know, I own this triangle. They have right of way for their driveway.
yeah, in this little spot right here, next to the end,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this whole triangle here, you're saying this whole triangle is yours because they made
No,
it sound like
that's
it
the,
was theirs.
that's the farm, or, no,
No.
that's on the other side of the river stream, so,
And that goes for that corner lot.
okay,
So I've been speaking with these folks here
okay, okay,
and
Is
the
that survey?
in-laws.
okay.
This is the Vermont parcel viewer that you have.
Pertaining to this,
Yeah.
since I've been talking to a surveyor,
So.
there's errors in the town maps. In that.
Where's your road frontage on that? So that,
Those errors may be reflected in this.
That's what I'm
green
saying.
is your lot.
Yeah, this whole chunk is ours.
And then the road frontage is.
And this. This is that one too?
This is ours, about separated by.
Yeah, there's a right of way right here. So this and that.
Okay. Kevin, while you're up there, point out where the log cabins for your house is. Where's the house?
My house is right here.
And the tree house that you built on my property?
And I don't believe that's on your property, but it's right here on the line, sir.
It is, and that's the only reason I'm here, I'd like it off.
Wow.
With your stuff that's across the street.
Yeah.
And where's your tool shed that used to be on my, partially on my property? You've moved that.
I have,
Now, you moved it to the,
That is still within the 25-foot
I know,
offset.
I have,
Of both.
there's a building right here. I haven't moved it yet. I have this bench cut. And I'm ready to pour some concrete here and get this over there.
it used to be kitty corner over on my lot. I had my surveyor up there last. summer.
It's never
He
moved.
reported that the shed was moved and the treehouse is still on my property.
The shed's not moved and I do not believe that the treehouse is on your property. Your property is on the other side. Well, that's where all the markings are and it's how it has always been. I didn't go there intentionally.
And I don't know that you built it, I think it may have been there, but it's gotta come down and the stuff that's over there is just,
That's.
I have a question, but James also has a question. He can go first on the screen.
His hands has been.
Paul,
James,
No, he's just had his hand.
I thought he was raising his hand.
James, did you want to speak? You left unmuted, I muted you, sorry. Find the, James, find the unmute button, because I actually muted you from here, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I just had my hand there resting.
There you go, okay.
Do have a couple questions. One, I've got deeded spring rights up there too. How will that be protected? Hello?
Now, has spring rights on our property?
Yes, I do. It's in your deed.
I do too.
Well, I see yours is on the other side, over next to the neighbor's house.
Okay, I just heard about a holding tank and said that wouldn't sweeten it.
I'm not sure, I did not see that in the deed there, but it's been a minute since I looked back. Okay.
And that right of way is my deeded right of way that goes into my property from West Hill Road. And I guess you're looking to use it as a commercial use. How is that going to be maintained? Are you going to expect me to be paying for upgrade and keep?
No. No, it's a seasonal thing. I mean, I'm just gonna park my stuff and if visitors come, they can park there.
Well, is it going to be parked on the right of way or is it going to be impeding my ability to get into my property?
No, it'll be.
Or have my logging trucks be impeded by a boat and a trailer?
Nope.
Okay. And waste management, that was a question I had. Human, animal, garbage, trash. I guess you've dealt with some of that. Do you elaborate on how some of that trash and stuff might be taken care of?
Well, in the hip camp listing, you get to set your own rules and what you'd like to see. And in there, it's a pack in, pack out policy. And if there's stuff left there on it, I'm all over the property. I'm continually cleaning and picking stuff up.
And utilities, I had electricity, water, sewer, you're talking about that. How about lighting? You gonna have any lighting there that might?
I don't think so.
And
You could have,
as a
could have
safety,
some,
There's one in my eye, sorry.
I'm sorry.
as a safety issue, you're gonna have some lighting there. Is it
Well,
gonna-
I could have some solar lighting if that's the issue, you know.
Yeah, so we won't be able to see the stars as well anymore, huh?
No, they're just little solar lights where the walk path would be.
Okay. And overall, how is this going to benefit the community?
This is a place that's growing and there's a lot of people that come in and out, and this is just offering an additional place for people to stay. It's quite a chunk of property to take care of, and it's a lot better when you have people to share it with.
I see. All right, I guess those are my questions. I'd like to see a little more detail and have everything more firmed up as opposed to I'm gonna be working, I'm gonna be doing, I might, and this and that. Because I guess things tend to creep when you do stuff
I
like
didn't
that.
know how any of this was gonna go. I had no recollection. I've never tried to do anything like that, and
I thought you'd been working on this for like 8 years. You were gonna send me some comps or something.
I tried your email and I wasn't able to get through with your email. And life is still moving forward.
Yeah,
I was gonna send you some drawings if I not, maybe these
would be helpful.
understandable.
So I'm good with my questions.
Thank you, James.
Can I continue?
Go ahead.
So right there in that corner where he's got shown where he wants to put a possible building site, there's the 25-foot setback rule, so what will be left right there? is the shed that you have built in the corner is touching pin to pin with Roy's line and our line.
It's pretty different.
Yeah, what's,
Yeah. Well, when I had that stuff there, that was the only flat zone and there was a pile of scrap that was rotting away and I always knew I would have to move it. And that's in the works.
Right, we're just looking at the boundary line in the green. So if you're gonna build structures, lean-tos, they'll have to be at least 25 foot off our line, not sitting on it, correct? So that goes into your driveway. If you come another 25, you're gonna push some campsites for those building structures right up to your driveway to maintain that 25.
Yeah, I'm only using the lower corner there.
Down behind James'
Down by
property.
James' property, yes.
But eventually could grow.
I mean,
Only 10 cents.
everything could grow possibly, but the growth around here is pretty slow. And I'm not expecting any miracles out of it, it's just something to offer people if they want to do it. That shop is getting moved as far as right away. I was understanding in the beginning, it was like 10 feet was, you could have a shed, you know. But it was well before you folks came along and I had always intended to move it. So. And down below there, where the loop road was gonna be, my understanding is you can have a loop road on the edge of the property.
A loop road, but you'll have to, any wood structure that you build will have to be
Back further.
back further.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, basically what I'm offering there is just RV slots maybe. And if you got a cabin or a few in there, eventually that would be a bonus. You build one and you see how it goes.
Right.
I'm not gonna.
And one thing I want to stress is I don't want our property to become a corridor to the catamaran, or to the rail trail.
Yeah,
I know we have access down through there, but I
yeah,
don't have it posted. I let people go through there freely.
yeah, no, I
But
haven't.
I just don't want all of a sudden be on our, up in our woods and just people randomly using all our
There
roads.
shouldn't be.
I just want to make sure of that.
No, there shouldn't be.
Right.
We'll go for a walk out there once in a while.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just don't want just people pulling in and say, oh yeah, you can get to the rail trail, just go down this path here, boom, boom, boom. And we get people walking around all over the place.
They can put on the road, park on the rail trail or down by there. See people do it all the time.
I have a couple questions. One, there's some questions about your road frontage. You'll have to straighten that out. I am having a surveyor come in, so we know where the pin is between you and I. And then we need to figure out where your property goes over beyond that. So I'm not sure about your access. Yeah. So Flanders needs to get surveyed is what I would recommend. Two, so right now you have what, you're saying 3 RVs, right? Correct? Just so.
I have my own RV that's up for rent and I have a bare spot that somebody can park their self-contained in it.
Are they gonna be allowed to run dirt bikes on your land?
It depends. Usually I have closed hours.
Okay. But it depends, I mean.
I invite a lot of friends.
Are you renting out these 3 spots or 2 spots? Well, you said you're renting out your trans.
I have it up for rent. Nobody's renting it. Nobody's renting it.
Could,
Big thing.
and you could show with a bunch of flyers.
Well, anybody that comes to my place, I've known previously, even through this hip camp stuff, if I go out to another track and I see my friends or I meet people, you get a history with them. And so.
But we live in the age of social media, so some influencers are there. You don't know who's coming. Hey, pull hip camp and bring your bikes, because he's got a cool track. Just saying. So I would need a little more assurance.
I don't know. We've been riding bikes there for 20 some years.
I know, you have, but now you're talking about other people coming in, if you.
I've had other people coming for 20 some years. I have.
Yeah, and do you have your always
I've
scheduled those?
You haven't been there 20 years, that's for sure.
been there over 20 years. Thank you.
So you actually have, I know your Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Is that?
I-
That's.
I have Tuesday nights.
Yep.
And I have one Saturday a month on separate schedules from other places where people ride.
Yeah, no, those, I'm fine with that usage so far.
Yeah,
And
and
actually,
if I had other people around that wanted to ride, it would have to be between 11 and 4.
But then,
So
On those other days, if they were there, if they wanted to ride, that would have.
let me just jump in here. I'm kind of getting the idea that we're not going to be presented with enough information this evening to make a decision one way or the other.
All right.
My question could pertain to
Okay,
that. You mentioned you have 2 listed sites somewhere, where it's listed.
Hip camp.
You're actually part of Hip Camp.
Yes.
So that would need a permit right there.
yes.
I filed for a conditional use permit as you asked me to.
Right.
And then I asked, do I need to wait? And you said, go ahead and make your listing. I went ahead and made my listing. It's been up for like 3 days. That's it.
residential area. So that's, you've altered the use of your property by advertising a business.
I have 2 slots there, and I've also run my carpentry out of my house, and I build all kinds of stuff out of there.
Right, but that's your personal.
That's how I make my money.
Yeah, absolutely. But now you're bringing people in, you're advertising another business to bring people in, and it's residential.
So depending on the size of it and how he runs it, it could have little to no effect on the residential area. But that's the questions we have. That's
Right.
not really.
Well, that's why I came down to answer to clarify and get more clarification myself and see where, how it was panning out.
And unfortunately, residential to me means quiet. And, the dirt bike thing, I hear it. I think we all hear it if we're in the
Like
area. Yeah, I know. So it's your personal thing. So, you can't say no to that. But all of a sudden you're bringing in a business where people are going to be riding dirt bikes. So that's more and more and more noise in my quiet, serene gardening mode. It's not serene.
Well, I've kept the same time for my friends as.
I know, we all know what
So,
night it is.
so that would be a different application than the HIF camp to actually have like a commercial dirt bike facility. Now, if you were just doing it for yourself and your friends, that's
It's a club.
right.
When
Flow
you're
might be
ready.
different. Yeah, sure.
When
go
you're
ahead.
ready.
Go ahead.
I'll interrupt you, but- Okay.
Go ahead, yes.
Okay. All right, what I've got here, I've got a copy of his application for the HIP camp and the RV and primitive campsite. Okay. As I look at this legal document over, and I don't know how, I've never been to one of these meetings before, unfortunately, but this is the way it goes. But I've looked this over and I don't know how you handle this. Obviously, you have staff attorneys, I would imagine. And as I look at this here, especially in the acknowledgement statement, it's not, I can give you a copy of it yourself. He signs it as a landowner, which I understand, but it talks either an individual person or we. And he doesn't have a wife, as far as I know. And it asks for the best of his knowledge and things like that on this piece of paper. And from what I can see on here, the wife is not signed, even though the property is listed in both their names. I understand that as well too. But it's the misrepresentation of the application that stands out to me. And with the information that was garnered tonight from him and other people, this application, in my opinion, should be null and void because of the lack of information that's put on it. and the liability that he's causing to all the other people that are here. There's more out there that he's done that has come to my attention, and I didn't even know about some of these people, because I wasn't gonna go and knock on people's doors and say who I was, why I am here, and everything like that. And you talk about land boundaries. Now, let me tell you another thing. And I say this under oath because it is information that I have. And it involves Roy Marvel's real estate agency. And he's telling a surveyor to get off his land because he owns certain land that actually belongs to Roy Marvel. And he's done it to every one of us in here. And the other thing is, I want to make sure this is clear as water. We can depose or get a sworn affidavit from this surveyor that I am mentioning. He's ran over everybody. And he uses land, yes, he uses land that doesn't belong to him. And he's putting other people, if there's an accident up there with the motocross and all that, and it's on another person's land and these people over here, you think insurance is gonna go just after him? No, they're gonna go after anybody who owns a piece of that land that he's using illegally. And I want to know from the board, again, I don't know this, but when he does something on his property, does he have to prove that he's got insurance to you people?
No.
Okay, so the town wouldn't go after him, you know, if something happened to someone. But all these private individuals that own land, absolutely. That's a given. But as far as this application goes, it should be by the board to do the right thing and null and void it. Because he comes here tonight and he is trying to project something that he's not, this is not even, he's talking about the future as the other person stated. What does the future have to do with this today? I think the board needs, and I would hope that other people that are here would agree that the board will take the necessary correct action in this matter.
Well, I believe I just stated a little while ago.
You did,
we
you
needed
did,
more
but
information.
I hadn't said my stuff yet.
Yeah.
And I needed to say that, and there's a lot of things. There are a lot of things.
So, you know, if there's any encroachments on neighbors' properties.
That's not related to DRB.
Right, that's between you and your neighbors and probably the law, you know.
There's where the stuff is, it's on our property. The line is there, yes, but it's on our property. And yeah. Am I ill prepared? Yes, I openly admit it. I didn't know what I was doing. I've never participated and tried to build anything like this. I can easily draw a map at some point. I'm happy to file for another permit, pay the fee, whatever.
Necessarily have to file for another permit, you just need to flesh this one out a little bit more.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So currently you have a listing through Hip Camp
Yeah.
or the camper you have there now, but your permit hasn't been approved.
I asked Tom specifically about the ordeal. I asked him if I needed to wait for the hearing. He said, you can make your listing. And I made it a few days ago.
That's not true. I don't.
Well,
I said you
I'm
need-
sorry, Tom, that's how I
You're
understood it.
here to get a permit for what you're doing.
If you want me to delete it, I can delete it. I mean, I specifically asked,
It'll work it out.
I understand, but I did specifically ask, and that's how I understood it. If it's wrong, I apologize.
Not wrong, but you need to be, give us a plan of what you're doing. You have all these vague ideas. It has to be specific on what it is you're doing.
Okay.
Well, he can't really even list it until he has his permit.
Exactly. Right now, you're in violation.
I filed for the conditional use, as you asked, and I did ask that day, and that was my interpretation.
Well, and
I hate to even say it, but the one RV that is yours, that is currently set up, as long as that is compliant with state wastewater and is within all of the setbacks and different things that it needs to be, as long as all of these things are true, could that fall under the ADU thing? Could you list that one? Because we can't tell you you can't have an ADU. The state tells you what an ADU definition is.
So you have a house on this property right now?
ADU is accessory dwelling.
Yeah.
So there's one.
I'm sorry.
I have my house.
I mean, the second one, the ability to park someone else's camper, yes, conditional use, we've got to go through that, and I think I can say confidently for the board, we will need a little more information in order to discuss that. The one singular camper that you own that is currently parked there, if those other things are compliant, I'm not sure that that requires conditional use.
The singular camper, not if you're renting it out. No, and if you're not renting it out, it's just your camper.
It's been sitting there for,
The second camper, if it's set up and you're renting it out.
that would be somebody else's that came for the weekend or whatever.
And it would require conditional use because that would
Well,
go in line.
unless he's not charging for it. Then it's just a camper.
It's like a $20. It's not, you know, somebody comes, it's like a $20 charge per person. The site has their own fees or whatever, or the hip camp. For dry camping, I mean, how much can you get from some?
Go ahead.
So I'm just hearing, okay, one is okay because it's your personal, but if another one comes in, it has to be under conditional use. And I just lost my train of thought.
May I go?
Paul,
Oh,
Paul has asked,
oh, I'm sorry.
Paul has asked to speak.
All right, now sit down.
Paul, you still?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, I live at 1288 West Hill Road, which is kind of across the road. And I commiserate with you, Wayne, because we went through this exact process 4 years ago when we tried to get a permit at 316 Arnold's Lane for a campground. And so we did this exact same thing. We didn't know what was required. And then we came back. I think the DRB at the time asked us to come back a few months later when we had a fully fleshed out plan. But I did just want to remind the board the restrictions that were placed on our permit when we eventually did get a permit. We were not allowed any RVs, and we're on a 90-acre property that has no one can see our property from any public roads. And then also we were limited to 3 campsites, but that's mostly, I think, because of the state wastewater issues.
Yeah.
But, and the other thing I wanted to say to Wayne is, I think my brother is sitting right behind you. If you want any help in trying to flesh out what you need to put in your revised application, I think we'd be willing to help you out with that to make it something that you can submit in the future.
Thank you, appreciate it.
But I do want to support to the DRB. I want to support his ability to use the property. I think that's important. I mean, the way taxes are going these days, I feel like people need to be able to do what they can to make enough to afford them. Thank you.
So I was on the DRB at that time. I don't really remember the RV restriction.
I think because one can be an accessory dwelling, right, if it's owned by the property owner, but
That wasn't with these folks, it was just kind of a standalone campground.
I don't think that was up to the board. I think I was here, but I don't think it was on the board.
I was at that meeting, and when we had applied for it, we had asked about the, because we were told that if there was more than 3, that we would have to.
Well, it was the state.
Yeah, but then at the same time, we had asked about RV and it was shared that people did not want that, and the board had I forgot what the reason was, but we didn't ask.
I think it was the neighbors that objected to it and
Yeah.
probably backed down, because
Yes.
we didn't put that on as a stipulation coming from us, I don't think.
Yeah, so to get it approved, yes, you're right, we just limited, because there was asking about parking. And so we said, okay, we'll limit it just to the 3 sites. It would have been nice if we had it during solar eclipse, but I'm just pointing that out, but I mean, again, we had people contact us, say, hey, can you do that? We said no. So,
Yeah, and RVs have a lot of other considerations. There's the one of you said something about the atmosphere of a rural neighborhood and residential zones, and there's also road considerations and traffic, and there's a bunch of things that come with RVs.
yeah, so like I said, we did ask for it, but per the feedback, we went back up. You're right.
It's something that we would have to discuss once there's a more developed plan and, compliance with all other things.
So what we'd like to see is a map of your property with the sites at least sketched onto it.
All right.
What are the things, and of course, we would put restrictions, noise restrictions. I don't know what other restrictions we have.
I can help you with that. Okay, if you come and we can talk about it, I can show you their plan, other plans, people working on this. So we can get something you can really present to these people.
Yeah.
And for yourself.
You've heard some of the, concerns of your neighbors.
Yeah.
So taking some of that into account also.
Certainly.
And Wayne, I wasn't on the board at the time, but I was sort of the audio video tech guy at the time. And we recorded all the meetings that we did with this, and they're on YouTube. So you can watch those, get a sense of how it went then too. Just if you wanted a little more information.
Okay.
They're also incredibly handy for insomnia.
Yeah.
Books.
I would suggest though that for tonight, he already has some hip camps, which is in violation of our regulations, and maybe we could just deal with that now and do a extended plan later.
I can pause that or whatever you gotta do.
Are you on a contract with them? Are you?
It's not a contract, it's just a site that you go sign up for, and they have all the legal jargon there, and they cover.
You're paying them, are they taking a percentage?
They take a small percentage out of whatever
So
you.
you're running a business, so we need to get this permit together, and then we talk about the bigger picture. Okay?
Certainly.
Okay, may I say something now? I'm all set. Especially for these folks here, as far as the board goes to, it's for your information. I think it's imperative to head up a coalition. And I will head it up. I will be leaving the state, but as long as I own my property, I can do everything like this through Zoom. Everybody's got emails and et cetera, et cetera. And do that in the state. So I hope you will consider that, because that'll interfere with the board as well. Thank you.
Sure that's necessary. We'll be doing this again, and you might have a little more information to work with.
Well,
There will be conditions.
well, a coalition is a very good way to go, because it protests against other things too. And there would be a deposition, I don't know about depositions, but there would definitely be affidavits,
It came back to me.
So. Or trees, chickens, mud.
So when we were talking about, you had the camper and then you were gonna rent one or have one other camper. And you were saying it was fine, but isn't there still a wastewater issue with even just one more RV parked on a spot? So that has to go through the state.
That's the state.
So that
We do not have
First
anything.
thing that really should be, rather than having us all come back, it would seem like the state permitting and seeing what all that is before we all come back and
I wasn't trying to rile Act 250, I was trying to stay within compliance until maybe someday I could comply with Act 250. And as far as any other campers, like, it's all, they bring their own bathrooms, their own shower, it's all contained within the unit. And they take it off the site.
Yeah.
If not, there's fees for that, you know, cleanup fees.
Right. But. Yeah, wastewater, I don't know what else to say.
Don't say what,
I know.
So just because it's a conditional use doesn't mean that we can stop anything from happening, even though the neighbors may not like it or anything. We can put conditions on it to make it less problematic in any ways that we can think of that are reasonable, but that's about it. It's not banned.
Right, as long as the application complies with the document as it's written, we don't have the authority to go above and beyond that. We enforce what the document says.
so how do you know the state is satisfied?
We don't. So he has to go through the state for anything over 3, right?
And then show documentation. Is that correct?
Well, so anything over 3 for a campground, but if he's going to rent that 1 unit, then he's gotta still meet the state requirement for the accessory dwelling because we can't regulate those.
Right.
So keeps track of it, so you say, okay, here's the conditions, you can have whatever. But then you got this whole other side of the state. So how do you talk to each other, how do you know what's going on?
Well, the state gets involved with wastewater permits, wastewater and water permits. So a spring may or may not satisfy them for a water source still. So, you know, again, it's not just wastewater permit, it's water and wastewater.
And to answer your question on the permit applications, when a state issues a wastewater or potable water, it comes with a number. And on our applications, we ask for that number, and I believe they all get filed together in the safe in the vault. So there is, it's not an enforcement mechanism, but there is
It's
record.
documentation mechanism that states that okay on this.
Right. So in order for us to
Make it recordings in town.
So under 3 sites and less, you're able to offer what you do, and then, in the concerns of the wastewater say, you're allowed to have a composting or an incinerator, or you have somebody come and pump it. It's my understanding, correct?
You still need a permit for composting project. Anything.
And I don't have that, and I don't want that right now. But I would have somebody come and pump. Plan on having a seasonal deal or and this is only part of what I'm gonna be doing with the property, and it's just a small part.
And the holding tank again requires a state permit, even if the plan is to pump it weekly.
All
The
right,
state has to be on board.
cool. Well, hopefully Tyler will call me back.
Hopefully.
I'm sure he will at some point.
You're gonna need a plan for him to look at before he can do anything.
Yeah, he's gonna do a site visit, he told me.
Okay.
So would it behoove us to recess this?
Yeah, it's nothing that we'd close. He wouldn't have to file a new permit, right? We'll just- How long is this permit good for? The application, okay. So it's not like a time limit or anything. Okay.
I'll get that stuff together and I'll call Tyler and hound him a little bit. It happens.
Okay. That sounds like a good plan.
Sorry, I wasn't very prepared.
Well, so, you know, sometimes,
No.
right, sometimes it's just an
I
information.
mean, I had looked up some of the stuff. I had seen the 3 sites and some of the other stuff. But really, it's all a big spitball. I mean, I'm just up there in the hill thinking about it.
We need a motion to recess.
And I think we need a date to recess it.
Yeah, a date and a time and a place.
So that you can warn the next meeting. How much time do you think you need? 2 months, 3 months, 1 month?
Come on.
Next month, okay?
Yeah,
What the best thing is.
Yeah, the calendar, I think. Somewhere. We got like 500 tabs on.
In fairness, it would be good for that. I don't know.
That'll be June 24th. Okay, that's.
Letters again, or we're just, we have to know about this
You're notified right now.
right now.
24, 6 o'clock right here. I'll do it again.
Remember that, Karen.
Oh, yeah.
I unfortunately recess this application. 2520C, 20 Thurston Hip Camp. To June 24th. At the Wolcott Town Office. At 6 p.m.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. As a motion pass. Do you have any other business?
We need to review and sign findings and decisions for 2510S. Which includes right here. And 2515C. Next, we just need to double check that we can't say what we said to do.
Yeah.
I'll be up and show you. But I see it painted all over the trees there. Well, I got the surveyor on it. Yeah, you're gonna check it. He said you're on that. Reason I had to check was that.
Just to remind everybody that there are 4 hot mics here, so you're still being recorded. You're still recording.
Be right top of that pin, now it's further away. No, it's, oh, you know what, there was a lean-to on it, like where the lean to down, I'm preparing to move it.
I need to go 25 feet off of the neighbor's property.
Yeah, well, as I explained years ago, that's. It's not there. Well, I don't think it's on your property, so. I appreciate it.
$3,000.
Confirm that. Well, the tree house is here and then the trees that are painted up are behind.
No, I mean, I know technically, I'm just thinking. Oh,
I see where the line is. Right. I see.
I know. It's like, I'm very busy.
I mean, are they ready?
You know, you're very helpful to me any part of showing us, but you're right.
Especially with your mics.
But yeah, we know where he is.
It's general.
No, I.
Like, we don't have to get him mad.
Makes sense.
He's gotta go through the driveway permit process through Dylan. My guess is he hadn't done that yet.
That's not a game changer as far as the subdivision goes.
No, we need frontage as far as subdivision. After that, okay.
Yeah,
No, it's a good sign.
I think so.
Why is he
Yeah. What a dark path. Assuming I'm some. That's field.
This is, let's see, frontage on the road area, maybe? Isn't that 1,200 feet?
Yeah, yes. This is his access.
No.
Yeah. So. What I was looking at, it's the proposed location of access to lot 1 is there.
Sorry, I'm not going anywhere that way.
And we were just saying, does it really matter?
Okay. So we want to touch that up. Or-
Says no location of access to lot 2, they won't need it.
When he goes to the driveway permit, it'll supersede that one.
Right, right. Because theoretically, the road commissioner is gonna tell them where and where you can't put a driveway in relation to that curve.
I don't think they would put it right on their curve. It's a zero.
The road commissioner.
Which is why we have amended the way that the permits work, because there are highway standards that we need to comply with, so.
Yeah, it's,
So that's
it's
what's true. Shit.
shapes.
Yeah. We did,
You can
we
fit,
did the geometry on stuff.
the rest of that doesn't matter. Okay, today's the 27th, right?
Yep.
Is there any kind of pencil right on this? Doesn't matter,
We used to have good pens on our last.
because it doesn't smudge up.
I'm still waiting to change.
How close to his 180 days is he?
Oh, he's like that.
Oh, good.
Sorry, I'll be ready to subdivide again.
So the land use 13, that's 100.
So,
It's right there.
and that, this is, got this now, so that was on the agenda too.
Yeah.
Oh, the question was. We have to, they have to resubmit, this wasn't controversial, was it?
They didn't submit a survey. They submitted was kind of a sketch of what was there.
Right, but I mean, the subdivision itself, which was this right here, was not controversial, we didn't have anybody coming in and saying, I object to that.
No,
So I don't really see.
was there a 25-foot, one of the existing buildings? Was
The
that?
church
Yeah,
is 10 feet, and that's existing, that's the existing lot line.
okay.
And where there's zone, is it 25 feet there still, or are they closer? Are they in the village?
22 feet here.
Well, I was thinking of two.
Well, they're grandfather.
But yeah, that one's grandfather, this one. In the village, what is the? setback?
Even 50 feet.
No, I'm open the page right here.
Maybe even less than
Yeah.
in the
I
building.
think it was 0. I think the village was nothing.
Like, right to the property line.
10 feet.
Is
I need to start building more.
And you gave Michelle a heart attack shutting your water off.
Yeah, sorry. She got the right guy, Bernie, he knows all about it.
Yeah.
Section 6.
Yes.
Zero.
I had to heat that room all winter because of that.
Yeah, bring that up.
Well,
Or something.
This is Village District 6.04.
Don't know.
Is this something that we can do as far as like waiving the 180 days, or is it something the select board has to do?
So minimum setback, 10 feet from the road, 15 feet or 0 feet if structure crosses property line.
Yeah. Someday when you teach me about irregular shapes, can you teach me what
Do that again.
No, I think I have finally understood triangles and squares. I think I'm up to speed there, but.
No, sir.
Oh, don't tell them about the existence of pentagons.
Oh, man.
As long as those angles are more than 22.5 degrees. Or 20 degrees.
22.5.
It's kind of interesting. Verbiage. It's almost interpreted anyway.
Like most of the document.
Plat not submitted to the clerk's office for recording within 180 days shall be null and void. That doesn't leave you a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah. So what that means, just to start over?
That would be a waste of time. I would say the select board. I don't know that we have the power to do this.
But if you guys approve it, they can go to them and they can say it's,
Well, what would be doing it again? You just bring all this in, pay the fee, and we just say, good to go.
Have another meeting.
Yeah.
But it's a waste of time and money.
Well, and I would be in favor of waiving the fee. I mean,
Yeah.
Why make them pay twice? It's the same as, let's say they were 2 weeks beyond their expiration date, but.
Oh, but they got it in just 13 days late?
yeah.
I guess we're recording, so we can't pretend we didn't know it.
Says no.
Conditions are remarkable.
So it just says the plat shall be null and void. You need the plat to finalize the subdivision.
They done anything over there yet?
No, they don't know what to do. If their granddaughter out of the house though.
You must be renting the house.
Well, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Fine,
They'll sell in church.
all we had was this.
See if we can get past July 11th.
We didn't have a plat.
See if we can get past July 11th.
This is the
Why not?
plat.
That's not, it's still in the water. Every year.
Within 100.
23, 24, and then it's something.
They're late.
It's July 11th, everything's good. Take it.
It is.
You're building.
My ancestors.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
We have to go outside.
That church got wet, 23.
Oh, basement.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that. I can never find these things.
Other one?
Mickey's conditional use.
90.
So interestingly, Mickey's operation. Now that word's out about it, like everybody's bailing the Hyde Park line coming to Mickey.
Really?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 10.
Yeah, the conditional use, I think that was a condition that she set, was that it was gonna serve just Wolcott, and I think that she's sticking to that.
Yeah, like everybody's calling her though.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be
I don't think it's
surprised,
done anything.
I wouldn't be surprised to hear that she wants to come in and expand.
Yeah.
As far as what she's doing now, I think she has said no.
Permit says no.
It's pretty clear to me, it's just for the town.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
Yeah.
Only other town to realize when they're getting ripped off.
Well, I mean, my memory is every time they have entered into an agreement with that particular dog catcher in that particular location, it has gone just like this since I was a kid. I think it was short-lived there, and I don't know why.
It's for subdivision. That's here.
Oh, you guys are hard work.
It is it's a hard thing.
What's Maxfield's excuse?
It's a beautiful night, he's out hiking.
Does he fix track at all?
Is Ryan still on?
No. No, no.
It's on the planning commission. He's listed on the website.
Is it? He's not on your big select board. Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Which one is it? It's Dickies. H3.
This one's got a subdivision, so that's it.
This
This is what. Yes, that doesn't say anything about subdivision flats or anything like that. Yeah, that's Mickey.
Okay.
So.
Sign now.
Still recording.
Yeah, let's lower.
Bruce is gone.
Bruce left.
I'm here.
He's here. You got a sign.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Hey, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. I'll just stop. Now we're done.
Sign Bruce.